Wellness Wednesday is brought to you by Adventist Health.
Welcome back, everyone. We are in the kitchen, and we've got another great recipe for you today. This is something that's actually, there's so many things that go into this recipe, but what you're going to find out is you can also customize it to make it your own. I've got Paisley Coble, an 8th grade student at the Central Academy of Arts and Technology, and Ellen Harrison, a 7th grade teacher there as well. That's the new school in downtown Bakersfield, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. So that's kind of exciting to have you guys here. Yeah. And then we've also got Carmen Bravo, a dietitian with Bravo Nutrition Consulting. Thanks so much for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, so Ellen, talk a little bit about what we're making today. Obviously, I know a lot of ingredients there that aren't going to surprise people, but what are we making?
So some Orzo salad.
Okay.
I did a little research with it, and there are so many variations. So what this one has, and this one is delicious if I say so myself, is it has the Orzo, it has tomatoes, red onion, cucumber, and feta cheese. Okay. We made the dressing for it. We also put some fresh lemons, grated some lemon, did some lemon juice, of course some salt and pepper, and some, I'm trying to think, is there anything else? That's
pretty
main.
much the big.
We have some things we'll add shortly too.
Yeah, so go ahead and talk about what you have, what you're going to add to this.
So we have some raw almonds. The almonds you add can be raw, they can be salted. I prefer the raw. Okay. And we put it in at the end. The reason, you don't want these to get wilty.
Right.
You want them to be crispy. Okay. Over here we also have some fresh mint. And mint, same thing. You don't want it to get wilty in there. Part of why I love this salad is because it's so colorful. Yeah. It's pretty. It has the different colors, the different textures. So I think that putting these in at the end really is the best idea. Yeah, so are you gonna, so basically I mean, it seems like it's a pretty straightforward recipe, like, right? I mean, you're just kind of putting these together and then you mix it up and then you it's ready to go, right? And you can completely customize it. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and serve this up. And while you're doing that, I just want to talk to you, Carmen, about why this is such a healthy recipe. You know, when we're talking about blue zones, we're trying to incorporate healthy food into our diets. This is what's going to give us energy. This is what's going to keep us going. Exactly. And even when you talk about longevity, really keep us going. I mean, even when you're talking about years to our life.
So one of the things that I do like you said, you can make it your own. You can toss whatever vegetables that you want in there, and I love that you can add any texture that you want, like the crunchiness of the almonds. Just to talk about a little bit of the benefits, since we are in the month of, relieving stress. Right. Stress comes in different forms, not just in your mood, but also in diseases. And so one of the things that tree nuts have is magnesium. Magnesium helps to relax the muscles, relax the nerves. Which I know a lot of people are really low on magnesium. A lot of us are low in magnesium. Yeah. So it's a great way to add it into your salad, and then you add that crunch. But also too, because it has that protein, you're pairing it with other ingredients that have vitamin C, and so you're absorbing that iron as well. Right. So it gets rid of that fatigue and that anemia. So it's very healthy, and I love that it's just so colorful. Yeah, absolutely. Paisley, I got to ask you, why do you think it's so important, as an 8th grade student, why do you think it's so important to to incorporate healthy food into your diet? I mean, I remember when I was a kid, there's a lot of kids out there, we were always going for the fast food, what was easy, what we thought tastes good. Why is it so important for you as a young kid to incorporate good food into your diet?
I think it's important because you can bring that on to your kids when you're older. Yeah.
So did your family kind of pass this on to you on instilling healthy eating and so forth?
Yeah, my mom always she has her homemade stuff. She would make pickles.
And so you saw that,
Yeah, and I was oh, it tastes better if it's homemade. I love that.
Right, absolutely. And I think that's great. And you were just talking about how at your school, you're really trying to encourage kids to understand the benefits of this and get kids involved in the process of this, not just putting it in front of them at night.
Right, and I think there's a thought in from many of us that healthy means it has to not taste good. Yep. It's it has to be, if it's not candy, ew. Right. Type of thing. So doing it ourselves, it's just not true. Yeah. If we know how to, it's true perhaps if we don't know how to cook it. All right, so we don't know how to make it.
Here's the example of what you could make at home. I mean, you see the dish right there, but I love what you already mentioned is that you can customize it. I mean, the whole idea is this is what you came up with today, but that doesn't necessarily mean that when you make this again, it's going to be the same exact recipe. Exactly. And I love that you're also, stressing the fact that you want to grab things that are in season too.
Yes, yes. If it's not tomato season, I don't think tomatoes are meant to be pink.
Perfect. All right. So that's another recipe that you can add to your list of recipes. We'll put it on our website, kget.com. Just look for the Wellness Wednesday tab. Thanks so much for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
All right. We'll be right back after this.